Have you ever wondered what it feels like to lock eyes with a wild tiger, heart pounding with adrenaline, yet steady enough to capture that perfect shot? Welcome to a day in the life of a wildlife photographer. This profession is not for the faint-hearted. Every day is a new adventure, filled with thrills, chills and occasional spills. Just recently, I found myself up close and personal with a majestic elephant. There I was, heart pounding, fingers trembling, but I knew I had to get the shot. The raw power of the creature, the thrill of the chase, the satisfaction of capturing that perfect image. It's an adrenaline rush like no other. Wildlife photography is a dance with the unpredictable, a journey into the heart of the wild, where every moment is a brush with the extraordinary. So, how does one prepare for such an unpredictable day? Let's start from the very beginning. The day of a wildlife photographer starts when the world is still asleep, preparing for the day ahead. While the rising sun paints the sky with hues of dawn, the photographer is already up, meticulously checking their gear. Each lens is examined for clarity, each memory card for space, and the battery levels on cameras and backups alike. Then comes the weather assessment. It's not just about avoiding rain or snow. Understanding the day's forecast helps predict animal behavior and photo opportunities. Will the morning fog create a dramatic backdrop? Will the afternoon sun cast perfect lighting? Next is location scouting. It's about knowing the terrain, understanding the animal habitats, and being aware of potential safety concerns. Google Earth is a good friend, but nothing beats first-hand knowledge. Being prepared is more than just having everything in place. It's about being adaptable. Because in the wilderness, anything can happen. With everything in check, it's time to venture into the wild. As the sun rises, we step into the wild, our second home, with the hope of capturing something extraordinary. And so our journey into the wilderness begins. Our boots crunch on the crisp morning leaves, the dew glistening on the blades of grass. Nature greets us with a symphony of bird songs, the wind whispering secrets through the trees. The air is fresh, filled with an anticipation that tingles in our bones. This is more than a hobby or a job. It's a calling, a dance with nature that's choreographed by the wild. The wilderness is not a place to rush. It's a place where time slows down, where every step is taken with purpose, every breath with reverence. We tread lightly, respecting the delicate balance of this ecosystem. After all, we are guests in this world, mere spectators to the grandeur of Mother Nature. But this isn't merely a stroll through the woods. It's a waiting game, a test of patience and persistence. We might spend hours, even days, scouting locations, tracking animal patterns, waiting for that perfect light. We might find ourselves battling the elements, enduring the blinding sun or the biting cold. But we endure, we persist, because we know that the reward is worth the wait. And it's not just about the wait. It's about the anticipation, the thrill of the chase, the heart-pounding excitement when you spot a rare bird in flight or a majestic deer grazing in the distance. The adrenaline rush of knowing that you have a chance to freeze that moment in time, to tell a story that is unique, raw and real. Wildlife photography is an art of patience and persistence. It's about understanding the rhythm of nature, about being at the right place at the right time. It's about the thrill of the unexpected, the joy of discovery. It's about capturing the beauty of the wild in its purest form. And then, in a fleeting moment, we find our shot. In the blink of an eye, the camera shutter clicks and a moment in time is captured forever. It's a feeling like no other. The thrill of capturing a great shot. It's like the world stands still for that split second, and all that matters is the image you've just immortalized. It's a delicate dance between the eye and the hand, the mind and the heart. The technical skills required are not just about understanding shutter speeds, aperture and ISO. It's about reading the environment, anticipating the movement of your subject, and having the patience to wait for that perfect moment. The satisfaction of a successful day, knowing you've captured something truly unique, is indescribable. It's a reward that makes all the early mornings, the long hikes and the hours of waiting worthwhile. As the sun sets, our day in the wild comes to an end, but our work is far from over. Back in the studio, the late-night editing begins, turning raw images into art. At this stage, the day's work is far from over. The magic of wildlife photography doesn't end in the field. It's here in the quiet of the studio where the day's catch is refined that the real transformation happens. Editing is a craft in and of itself, a dance of light, color and texture. Each photo tells a story, and it's the photographer's job to bring that story to life. The raw images are just the beginning. It's in the post-production process that the true artistry emerges. First, we sort through the day's collection, selecting the images that truly capture the essence of the day. This can be a painstaking process, but it's crucial. It's about finding those photos that make you pause, that make you feel something. Next comes the editing. The tools of the trade are software like Lightroom and Photoshop, but the real instrument is the photographer's eye. It's about enhancing the beauty that's already there, not creating something that isn't. It's about adjusting the contrast, playing with the saturation, tweaking the shadows and highlights. It's about finding the right balance that brings out the depth and detail in each image. And then, after hours of meticulous work, the final product emerges. It's a moment of satisfaction seeing the images come to life. It's about creating something beautiful, something that tells a story, something that captures a moment in the wild that few get to see. Editing is the final brushstroke in the masterpiece that is wildlife photography. It's an art form that requires patience, precision, and a keen eye for detail. But the result is worth every minute spent in front of the computer screen. And there you have it. A day in the life of a wildlife photographer. Remember to like, subscribe and comment if you enjoyed this journey behind the lens.